Sawadika, good evening. Welcome to Thai PBS English News Service. Tonight you're with me, Rungtip Chonapalai. Coming up next is Economic Focus with Kun Bundit. Bundit.
Thank you, Dr. Rungtip. The National Broadcasting and Telecommunications Commission, or NBTC, is to proceed with the auction of the 2100 MHz bandwidth for third generation or 3G technology after the administrative court dismissed the case filed by Anupap Tiralab, an independent telecommunications expert, who had asked the court to order the auction be suspended. The NBTC continued preparations for the 3G auction after a petition filed by Anupap Tiralab, a former president of the Thailand Telecommunication Management Academy, who demanded the court postpone the auction of 3G spectrum auction, was rejected. Anupap said the court's ruling dismissing his complaint was made on the grounds that consumers' rights are not yet being damaged. The administrative court, however, did allow Anupap to repetition the court after the bidding has been held, or to launch a suit with the Office of Ombudsman right away. Even though Anupap says he does not have any plans to appeal, he believes that problems relating to consumers' rights will surely emerge after the conclusion of the bidding. Meanwhile, Suriyasai Katasila and his Green Politics group filed a complaint with the administrative court this morning, asking the court to consider suspending the 3G auction and raising the reserve price of spectrum slots, currently priced at 4.5 billion baht each, as they regarded it as too low. There are 9 spectrum slots up for auction, each slot containing 5 MHz of bandwidth. Finance ministers from Europe and Asia have met in Bangkok to discuss plans for closer partnerships, believing cooperation is the way out of Europe's continuing economic troubles. Finance Minister Kittirat Naranong launched the Asia-Europe Finance Ministers Meeting, or ASEM, by saying he hoped Asia could find a way to help the EU, as Europe had helped Asia when Asian economies were sent reeling by the 1997 financial crisis.
Because Asia and Europe are closely knitted in terms of international trade and investment, one spark of crisis could cause turmoil in the other side of the world. I hope that the outcome of this meeting shall produce solution, or at least create conducive atmosphere for a stronger and stable situation that would set the world economy back on track prosperously yet sustainably once again.
The meeting was attended by finance ministers and high-level officials from 46 member countries across Asia and Europe, and heads of international organizations, including the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, the European Central Bank, and the Asian Development Bank. Kittirat said trade with Europe was worth around $1 trillion to Asia in 2011, while more than $600 billion went the other way. According to a press release issued at the meeting, all members jointly believe the European economy will rise again, especially with strong commitment and cooperation between European and Asian nations. The meeting comes just before a crucial summit in Brussels that will be dominated by the financial and economic crisis engulfing Greece and threatening Spain. Despite growing concern over the shortage of warehouses to store pledged rice, the Commerce Ministry remains adamant that there is enough storage capacity. The ministry instructed the Public Warehouse Organization to inspect a cargo terminal at Mueang Airport, and the inspection showed that it is in good working condition, though there is some renovation required. The idea of using the cargo terminal will then be forwarded for the Commerce Minister's approval, and use of space at Armed Forces depots will also be considered. Today, the state-owned Public Warehouse Organization, or PWO, inspected Cargo Terminal 2 at Mueang Airport, which, it has been suggested, might be used to store government's rice from its pledging scheme. The cargo area is approximately 31,500 square meters in area and is able to hold up as much as 100,000 tons of rice. Apart from Cargo Terminal 2, Terminals 3 and 4 may be suitable storage locations as well. Deputy Director of PWO, Somsak Wongwattanasan, noted that while the terminal can store rice, it still requires some renovation. Meanwhile, the PWO is also looking at other appropriate storage spaces as suggested by the Defense Ministry, encompassing unused hangars for planes at various Air Force bases like those in Lopburi, Nakhon Sawan, Nakhon Ratchasima, Chiang Mai, and Ubon Ratchathani provinces. It is expected that these storage locations will be able to hold up to 3 million tons of rice in the 2012-2013 harvest season. Deputy Director Somsak insisted that there is not much state-owned rice left over from the previous round of pledging, confirming that central warehouses have sufficient capacity. And that's all the time we have for tonight's economics news. Now back to Dr. Rungtip for the rest of the program.
And that was Kun Bundit's final report for us. He is leaving to do his national service in the Royal Thai Air Force. Though after the last story, he might not have room to park his plane for all the rides in the way. We all wish you the very best and hope you will return to Thai PBS when your national service is complete. Thank you.